Okay, not great news about this guy. He stands at D. Plus. This guy flashes some red flags that you really need to watch out for. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is likely to move ahead in his career, mainly because he works hard and doesn't get easily distracted or discouraged. When he sets his mind on something, he puts in serious effort and doesn't give up easily. He's not just talking big, he acts.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he doesn't easily break down or lose his cool. He's steady and keeps pushing forward even when times are tough. You won't see him blaming others, crying, or emotionally falling apart.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work probably respect him for how hard he works and how polite he is, but they may not feel close to him. He's not someone who gets into loud fights, but he does insist on doing things his way, which can quietly rub some people the wrong way. You might hear stories about him pushing his opinion or not being very understanding if someone struggles.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you succeed in your career, he's not likely to feel insecure or jealous. Instead, he might see your hard work as something to respect, much like his own. Don't expect big hugs or shared excitement. His reaction will be calm and polite.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he probably won't resent you or feel insecure deep down. He's confident in his own abilities and stays focused on reaching his own goals. So your success doesn't shake him. His attitude will be steady and polite, though you may notice he still wants things done his way.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He isn't the most organized when it comes to handling money, so he might spend without much planning. While he works hard and knows how to earn, keeping track of where his money goes isn't his strongest point. You may notice things like impulsive purchases or forgotten bills here and there.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He enjoys the finer things and can get carried away by what looks and feels good, even if it's a bit beyond his means. He isn't trying to fool people or act rich just to impress, but he might sometimes spend more than he should on things he likes. It's not about showing off, he values beauty and comfort.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is polite and keeps a pleasant outward manner, but warmth and open handed kindness aren't his natural strengths. He doesn't go out of his way to be especially generous or caring, and you may not see him putting much effort into small acts of kindness. If you need support during tough times, you might not find him emotionally available.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's not the secretive or controlling type when it comes to money. He tends to be direct and polite, usually letting things be out in the open. If you ask him straight, he will tell you, but don't expect much planning from his side.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to believe that there's a right way to do things, usually his way, and may expect you to follow along. When it comes to housework, he might not automatically see it as a shared responsibility. If you want things to be equal at home, you'll probably need to speak up and set clear expectations.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's more likely to supervise than to actually roll up his sleeves and help with chores or diapers. You might find him telling you the right way to do things or pointing out what's missed rather than jumping in himself. He doesn't see these tasks as his main duty and probably feels more comfortable guiding or giving instructions.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He's much more likely to argue to prove he's right than to truly try to understand your side. Even if you bring up your feelings or explain your point of view, he'll probably stick to his opinion and look for ways to show you why he thinks he's correct. He won't get angry or shout, but he can be stubborn and not very open to seeing things through your eyes.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he stays respectful and doesn't lose control or start saying mean things. You won't need to worry about shouting, harsh words, or aggressive behavior from him. Even in frustration, his politeness keeps him from crossing those lines.
Does he have a bad temper?
He does not get angry very quickly, he's quite steady and slow to lose his temper. You'll find that he keeps his cool even during disagreements or stressful times. So, on anger issues, you are safe with him.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it hard to say sorry or take responsibility when things go wrong. Even if it's clearly his mistake, he's more likely to hold on to his own side of the story or subtly shift blame rather than admit he was wrong. Instead, he might politely defend his actions or explain things away.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. Even though he can be stubborn about his own opinions, he is polite and careful not to cross obvious lines, especially when you are firm about what you want or don't want. He may not always notice subtle signals or feelings, but if you are direct, he takes it seriously and will not push past your limits. If you are clear with him, you can count on him to respect your decisions about your body and your personal space.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He isn't likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may not be the most emotionally tuned in, but he tends to stay polite and steady, not sulky or offended. Instead of giving you the silent treatment or trying to make you feel guilty, he accepts your answer and moves on.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. Even though he may not be very emotionally close or deeply thoughtful, he doesn't use personal things against you or try to hurt or embarrass you later on. He is respectful about what happens between you and keeps those moments private.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is likely to stay faithful and not get easily distracted by other women. His steady and determined nature helps him stick to his commitments. And he isn't someone who chases excitement or goes looking for new thrills all the time. If you're hoping for reliability and someone who keeps his promises, he's a safe bet in terms of staying true and not wandering away.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He is not over possessive or the jealous, controlling type. He's confident in himself and doesn't spend time worrying about what you're doing or who you're with. He gives you space and trusts you to handle your own life.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side is not a sign of a controlling personality. He isn't someone who tries to manage your every move or limit your choices in the name of care. You'll have space to make your own decisions without feeling watched or restricted.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is more likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. He doesn't naturally see it as a true team effort and may assume you'll handle the daily needs, decisions, and emotional support for the kids. He might step in now and then, especially if you ask directly, but he's not likely to share the load or jump in without being told.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will stay calm and won't lose his temper. He doesn't let anger take over and handles problems in a steady, controlled way. You don't have to worry about shouting or scary reactions. He responds politely and keeps his emotions in check.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will respect your role as both a mother and your own person, but mostly in an easygoing and polite way rather than with warmth or active encouragement. He won't stand in your way or put you down for having your own goals, and he isn't the type to be jealous or controlling. He sees your independence as normal, but may leave you to manage things on your own.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
He isn't the type to cheer you on loudly or show active excitement about your career. But he also won't suddenly ask you to quit after having a child. He's steady and polite. He respects your decisions and doesn't make dramatic changes in his support based on life events. Stay open about your plans so both of you are on the same page.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will mostly act polite on the surface with your parents rather than showing real warmth or trying to build a close relationship. You can expect him to be respectful and well mannered during visits or phone calls, but he may not go the extra mile to create genuine bonds or deep connections. His kindness is steady but not heartfelt, so your parents might feel he is a bit distant or formal. He's more likely to expect your family to adjust to him than to make big efforts to fit into their ways.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will handle it calmly and won't make things worse by reacting harshly or creating drama. He keeps his emotions steady and prefers to deal with problems in a quiet, polite way, even if he's bothered inside. If you need understanding and comfort, you might have to look elsewhere, but you won't have to worry about him making the situation worse.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is the type who may act modern and open minded with you in private, but expect you to be more traditional when his relatives are around. He believes there's a right way to behave in family settings, and that often means following customs, even if he doesn't stick to them strictly himself at home. You might feel like you have to adjust your dress, manners, or routines to fit in during family gatherings.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's most likely to stay out of it rather than openly take your side or side with his family. He prefers to keep things polite and calm, avoiding direct confrontations. He won't make the situation worse, but you may feel alone in handling disagreements with his relatives.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He is not a typical mummy's boy. He doesn't blindly follow his mother or let her control your relationship. However, that doesn't mean he'll easily choose your side if there's a conflict with his mother. If you want him to take your side, you'll need to be very clear about your feelings and ask directly for his support.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not likely to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He values his privacy and prefers to keep personal matters between the two of you. You can feel comfortable that your personal life is safe with him.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, overall, this guy stands at D. Plus. Some of these red flags can really become a big deal. You've got to be very careful here. Day in and day out, being in a relationship with this man feels steady but a bit lonely at times. He works hard and keeps things polite, but he isn't naturally warm, affectionate, or openly supportive.